I mean, it was of course going to be ranked universal, but I do unfortunately have to mention Joel Nelson at times. I hope you'll savour every word of this speech though, in a few years when my superior time management, great decision making and frankly cutthroat business logic have practically pigeonholed me into becoming British Prime Minister or CEO of Google. You have to pay to hear these stories in my memoirs. So let's begin. They say that historians must not only make history but learn from it too, with they being me circa 2012 AD in my UCAS personal statement. And here I am, 3 years on, standing here giving a speech to the oldest student history society in Oxford. What can I say about the second years though? No, but really, what can I say? We're all so boring. I mean, Hattie's idea of a good night is watching Midsummer Murders. What happened to us? I mean, Alex and Patricia have banned us from talking about topics like drugs, which is flattering really, because the closest most of the second years have got to substance abuse is sniffing a highlighter slightly too hard in the library. I was originally going to do this speech with Charlie, but we decided that, given the foot infection Charlie had in Michaelmas, it's probably best that only I put my foot in it. It's lovely to have the second years together tonight though. I mean, I must admit, after telling me he thought he'd failed his prelims, it's lovely but surprising to see Joel back again this year. Especially with a scholar's gown. If I'm honest, I actually used to find Joel quite intimidating because I thought he was really cool, you know. He has those jeans that don't quite cover his ankles, he's more edgy than a dodecahedron, and he's so ironic I can never really tell if he hates Park End or not. This year my opinion changed though. Music says a lot about a person. There seems to be no song that Joel's flat loves blasting out onto a corridor on Monday evenings at 11:30 PM than I've Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas. I've actually looked up the lyrics for you, Joel, because I thought they couldn't be as illogical as they sounded as they reverberated through the ceiling whilst I was trying to work. No, they are. One verse, and I quote, says, let's paint the town. Paint the town. We'll shut it down. Shut it down. Let's burn the roof. And then we'll do it again. And then we'll do it again. I'm no scientist, Joel, but I'm pretty sure you can't burn something down twice. I should say, both the guys did well in prelims though. They say you shouldn't include anything in these speeches that you wouldn't want your parents to hear. But the day after trashings, Jack's parents definitely heard him being violently sick in their car though, so I thought it's fine. Dad's car's not fine though. Personally found prelims stressful at first though. Felt I was quite competitive. Everyone kept whispering a lot. Then of course I realised the whispering was just because I found the library for the first time in the year. I remember the morning of our first exam really clearly though. I was really scared and needed some reassurance if I'm honest. The other historians and I started walking to our first exam, bathed in the almost ethereal light of the summer sun. Some would say Jesus was looking over us that morning, which made sense because we were still in second quad. I was shaking with fear, so I turned to Alice. Alice, kind, sweet, sweet, lovely Alice. Some would say Alice is the mother figure of the group. I looked up to Alice in that moment, before my first exam, mentally but also physically, because she's taller than me. I said to Alice, it's all going to be okay, Alice, isn't it? Now, there's only one short word that Alice needed to say in such an occasion before my very first Oxford exam. A simple word you need to say, Alice, and that was yes. Alice, when I, shaking with fear, looked up as a timid newborn lamb looks up to its mother and asked, it's all going to be okay, Alice, isn't it? Did you say, Alice? It might not be. You might get really bad questions. Thanks, Alice. It's not just Alice though. Over last year I felt that the historians have been lacking some sense of care. Take Emma for example. I live with Emma and once when she was out of the flat I texted her to say, just got a knock on the door from the caretaker asking me if there was a fire in our flat as apparently the sensor went off. Lol. Hope there's not one, but then again, I don't have my glasses on, so who knows. 2 minutes later, Emma replies though. Okay. This stage, if there was a fire, I may have been suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning, burns of at least 3rd degree, or my clothes would have at least smelt like I'd been in the park and smoking air for a while. This imminent danger, Emma replied, "You still owe me £6 from Noodle Nation, I think." Thanks, Emma. Can't believe it's been a year since last Trinity, though. It means it's been a year since we all conceded some ordination of attraction to Dr. Conrad Liza. They say an hour counts more in Oxford, which I guess is true. An hour certainly did seem longer during the China talk at JR Green last term. So though, I don't feel like we've changed, but we obviously have. I mean, Catherine's got really into sport and now loves pool. And there's Hattie. Hattie was reformed at the start of this year. An angel, I would say. Well, maybe not an angel, but very, very close to angels. Especially her cheat partner, Gabriel. Not going to lie, it's been hard work getting here. For me this year, winter was an especially dark time though. Mainly because in a bid to save electricity, Emma wouldn't let me turn the lights on in our flat. I mean, they say that being friends with the right people can open a lot of doors. Don't know about that, but Eva does seem to really enjoy leaving the windows open all the time. You'll notice I've left Mari till last though. This is because Mari told me last week that she was very confident that I wouldn't have anything at all to say about her. But I do. Mari's lovely. Butter wouldn't melt like Mari. I mean, you can't answer that, you're a vegan. Which I actually find quite surprising, Mari. I used to row with Mari last year. Mari's an amazing rower. Her determination to pull a good race is better than even Hattie's ability to pull on a night out. Last year on the river there were some tiny baby ducklings. So cute, little tiny yellow balls of fluff. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen a samurai sword cut through a kiwi through. It turns out rowing blades are called blades for a reason. It's like a sadistic version of Fruit Ninja. Mari the vegan, told me about the brutal, frankly bloody murder of such tiny, baby, innocent ducklings. Mari told me, and I quote Mari, "Yeah, Jess, it was actually really hilarious." It's not okay, Mari. Final note, I'll leave you with something a little light-hearted, which will hopefully take your mind away from the thought of the poor mother duck still waiting for her ducklings to come home, Mari. What do you call a snake who studies past events? A historian. Or Joel.